Rah. Hello, good evening, or good morning, or good night, whenever you're watching this. I went to the best African country in the world. Not Nigeria, not Ghana, Gambia. Yeah, I said that.
When I entered Brufut today, I felt something else. I was very, very happy. The way Brufut is. Brufut is just like Dubai.
And hey, I might be the first mixed-race Gambian to make an animated video talking about Gambia. Isn't that exciting, guys? Nah. Alright then. Also, if you don't know where Gambia is, it's like claimed there's this tiny river next to Senegal, but it's still in Senegal, but it's its own country. I don't get it. They might as well just recombine as one country at this point. But this was like my second time being in Gambia, or like a plane in general. The last time I went, I was like 3, so pretty much I remember Nish. Only good thing that I remember is a picture of me stood next to a crocodile, and apparently I wanted to pick it up and take it home. Yeah, to be old me, wanted to kidnap a crocodile. Why not? But because this was my first time doing the whole plane travel thing in like years, I'm being conscious enough to remember it. It was basically just I was just getting our stuff checked and all that. Like I was just masking my tidings with excitement at that point. But like when they were doing the whole bag searching thing, somehow my bag notified them, and I thought there was a knife in there that I didn't know about. So I was pretty worried. Like I promised I'm not a criminal, but apparently it was an error. So yay! But the first plane that we took was like a shuttle plane, which went from Manchester to Brussels. And bruh, I can't lie, yeah, the excitement wore off the second that we had to wait ages to board the next plane. I'm pretty sure we all like fell asleep at some point. And our phones were down as well because there was literally no charger ports that was working nearby.
2 hours later.
We finally boarded the second plane, and I can't lie, it was actually lit. We got food, we got ice cream, I napped on and off like 3 times. I don't know why I'm saying this like they're going to deprive us on the plane, but I don't know. I was just giddy and tired, so pretty much easy to please. But once we actually entered African air, I felt the temperature rising in real time. Alright, it's getting hot in here. And I was shocked because instantly I was seeing people riding on hippos everywhere, village huts. It was just sand, there was no buildings. Like, bro, it's crazy how I'm lying. And to be honest, it wasn't even that hot. Or maybe I was just tanking like a beast. We got off the plane, got through security stuff, all that jazz. Then finally, we got freedom. Woohoo! We met our uncles, and they drove us to my grandma's house, and then we chilled there for like a bit. But then after like maybe an hour or so, yeah, I was pretty much gone. And I think at some point the power went out, which I knew beforehand, but I kind of forgot it was gonna happen. But internally, I was thinking like we was gonna get raided or something. So after we finally went to our actual house. And this thing was pretty sick, to be honest. Like, spacious front area, had a guard dog who didn't exactly do any guarding, might add, but hey, she was still cute. Inside the house was warm as well. Even though it was all on one floor, it was still calm. Like, it was making me feel like I was balling. Well, one problem about the house was like, the boiler wasn't working, which meant that if you wanted a shower, the shower wouldn't produce any hot water. And if it did work, it would work for like a day and then break for whenever it got fixed again. And then it would break again. Just an endless cycle. So yeah, you can probably guess what we have to do.
This is a bucket.
Dear God. Gotta do the African way, I guess. But like, bucket showers are new to me, but it's just long in it. Because it meant you have to fill up a bucket using the tap outside or toilet hose, which me personally, I just use a tap because it was just quicker and probably cleaner. And then once you did that, you have to fill up the kettle separately to get hot water, and yeah, just time consuming. Especially if we're going out that day. One of the things I was a bit nervous about was like not knowing how to speak any Gambian language, like Mandinkan or Wolof or anything. Which is why I'm lucky English is taught in Gambia. I'm Mandinkan, yeah, but my Mandinka is straight poop. Like, I've tried to learn, it's not like it's a Duolingo option. So the most that people were getting on me was the basics, like Ebinyadi, Ebijang, Kotenante, Tenante, Sumole, Ebije, but only that. So I just kept spamming them as if it was like some mixed race prodigy. But if anyone tried beyond them few words, I would just be like, someone help me, while they're just laughing at my struggle. Aye. There was a beach that was like a 10-minute walk away from the house, which is pretty cool. So like, we went there a few times. But one thing I did notice was like, there's a lot of Gambia dogs just lie down the beach. Not dead. Well, I hope not. They just didn't care if you walked near them. So, chill guys. At some point we went to the crocodile pool, looked at the history section, then I finally got to retouch up a crocodile. After 18 years, finally. Yeah. I kind of wanted to touch as close to the head as possible, but I don't think that would be too safe now, would it? Then afterwards we bought a football, went to an auntie shop, got a Gambia football shirt, and some jewellery. Then we went to go find a restaurant, which I can't lie, it was way harder than it needed to be. Because first we went to this area called Gambia, but we were meant to go to this Chinese restaurant, but the place was either closed or just didn't exist. Strange. So yeah, then we just sat there for like a good while until plans changed, and then we drove down the road and stopped at this house of chicken place. But by the time we got there, the place ran out of the most popular items, but not like burgers and pizza and all that. Honestly, I was just hungry, so I wasn't bothered. I would have taken a burger or something. But then guess what? Plans changed again to go to another takeaway. It was just annoying because we have to keep moving about like some Dora the Explorer episode. Like, bro, just pick a spot. I mean, to be fair, this takeaway was pretty nice, so I'll give him that. So then later on, we got back to the house, and then we decided to use the football. And then this football, after like 5 minutes of use, just got punctured by something random. I mean, it was like $300, which is like £3, I think. Basically got scammed. Also, I can't lie, animals in Gambia are kind of cracked. Because yeah, in the house, you could leave that tiniest breadcrumb on the floor, and then ants would just start getting everywhere. Bear in mind, this house was getting cleaned like daily. We even saw like a dead moth getting lifted up by a gazillion ants up this beam. Like, look at them. This ain't Bug's life, man. I also saw a lot of lizards climb up the walls sometimes. But like, the thing is, yeah, they would just spawn out of nowhere when you least expect it and start running. Like, I'm that scary, bro. At some point we went to a shop, and then as we were leaving, these dogs like came out of nowhere and G-checked us. Not aggressive, just like slowly approaching, probably wanted food or something. One of them was buff as well, just following us to the car. I don't want any trouble, man. Also, you wouldn't believe this. I got stabbed by a crab, or from what I'm guessing was a crab. Because like, we was at the beach, right? And then I was walking in the water, and then I felt something just start pincing my foot. And it could be in everything, so I wasn't really focusing on what was gripping my foot like that. I was just more in panic mode trying to get off. Like, I wouldn't let go for a bit, but eventually after kicking the water like 6 times, the culprit got away with my foot bleeding. Damn, that would have been nice a bit. Driving in Gambia was like probably the most longest, adrenaline creating, life-threatening thing you could ever witness, by the way. Because it's like, people just drive and hope for the best. First of all, there's no traffic lights or anything, so cars are just packing up the road a lot of the time. So you'd be stuck in traffic, just waiting for people to start moving. Everyone's beeping like there's tomorrow. People, kids, heck, even random cows are just walking in the middle of the road as if a truck isn't about to end their whole career. Basically GTA. I mean, it might get to your destination on time, just with a few possible bodies. I mean, eventually we got to eat at the house chicken place fully, and it was actually nice, to be fair. Peri chicken, leng. Chips, leng. Just a bit stingy on chips. I wish we had a free bag of chips. Eventually, I went to the monkey park, and there was a price difference between residents and non-residents. I'm not insinuating anything, but everyone I was with probably looked more like a resident than me. In fact, I think the only person that was actually a resident was my uncle. Because the receptionist looked at everyone here, and then she looked at me and went, "What about him?" Like, I promise you, she switched to English just to say that and then switched back to my nigga. Because she didn't have anything to prove if any of us was a resident. She probably just went, "Blood, blood, 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 blood." This guy is not a part of the diaspora. Who are you? Like, okay, love, hang on a minute. Like, what's actually proving that I'm not a resident, huh? Huh? I mean, I'm not, but that's not the point. But either way, let me go pet a monkey. One big ass monkey jumped on my shoulder as soon as I held banana pieces. And I can't lie, I was getting a bit shaky because I thought this monkey was gonna start scratching my face for this banana. But nah, I quickly realized that these things are not hostile. They just become crackers to each other over banana. Fair enough. So yeah, I got a few pictures with monkeys. But there was one man at the park that was like full on screaming as soon as one monkey jumps on him. Like full on as if he wasn't like 6 foot tall, shaking his bag and everything. Like, bro, getting followed by a monkey is wild. Eventually, it came to the day that we're leaving. And my God, and so much was happening on this day. Like, flipping heck. First of all, we had to park, and then after we did that, my chain that I got from Auntie's shop flipping snapped into bits all over the floor. I actually stood there for a good few seconds just to like process what just happened before cleaning it all up. Like, I was devastated. We got to the airport, and then there was a whole situation about our suitcases being over the weight limit because people wanted to bring everything from Gambia. Why not? Then once we did all that, got through the security stuff and yada yada, we were about to board the first plane, and then the staff was basically letting all the families through first, security measures and all that. And then this random guy stopped my dad from walking through because he must have thought that we were pushing in, but he was gonna get on the plane anyway, mate. It doesn't really matter. And then he started complaining talking about he was racist because he's not Gambian, even though there's literally Gambians right behind him in the queue. But it's racist, I guess. I mean, look at this stuff came before, that got a bit intense. Then on the plane, I went to the toilet, and then I must have left my bracelet in there. And I didn't realize until we got to Brussels airport. And by that point, I could not be ordered to report it. Like, it's gone. Oh yeah, it's flipping freezing as well. Like, the difference was mad. I was turning into a damn popsicle as soon as I left the plane. But yeah, that was my Gambia trip in a nutshell. Well, the main parts I don't want to stretch the video with because it's already like this long. I rate it 9 out of 10. Would I go again? Yes. Because, first of all, it was nice and hot. Them canned drinks, they were beautiful. Anything to take them again. Alright, this is getting a bit weird. I became darker, come to UK, it's cold, and in about a week, I become Snow White. Anyways, finiato. That means, till next time. I'm pretty sure.